There's no shortage of crime in the world, but fortunately many criminals are convicted and sentenced for their wrongdoings. In most cases, their sentence is based on how extreme their crimes were. Despite there being a finite number of years in the average human lifespan, people guilty of especially horrible misdeeds are often given much longer sentences in order to reduce their chances of getting out on parole. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, we'll be looking at 10 of the longest prison sentences ever recorded and learning about the crimes that led to each one. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. Bobby Joe Long. Robert Joseph Long terrorized the entire Tampa Bay area in Florida during an 8-year serial killing spree in 1984. He kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and murdered a minimum of 10 women, including Lisa McVeigh, whom he released afterward. McVeigh played a key part in providing the necessary information to track Long down at last and bring him to justice. Billy Joe Godfrey. Billy Joe Godfrey committed heinous sexual acts against 2 children between the ages of 8 and 13 from the years of 1995 to 1999. Godfrey pleaded guilty, and prosecutor Brendan Fox labeled as one of the worst cases he'd ever seen. Godfrey asked for the opportunity to die out of prison, but he was denied. When Judge Ronald White delivered justice, he stated that Godfrey would never take another breath of fresh air. Renee Lopez. The longest prison sentence in the history of Fresno Superior Court went to Renee Lopez for sexually abusing his daughter over the course of 4 years. She was first abused by one of his friends, and instead of protecting her, Lopez added to the trauma. He also blamed her for his crimes and expressed no remorse, leading Judge Edward Sarkisian Jr. to describe him as a serious danger to society. James Egan Holmes. James Egan Holmes became known all across the internet as the one responsible for the Aurora, Colorado shooting in 2012. Holmes walked into a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises, setting off tear gas grenades and gunning down the audience members. Holmes killed a total of 12 people, injuring 70 more and earning a separate life sentence for every victim who died. Martin Bryant. Martin Bryant killed 35 people and injured 23 more when he carried out one of the deadliest shootings in history. His shooting spree came to be called Port Arthur Massacre after the area where most of the murders took place. Bryant was sentenced to impossibly long imprisonment with no possibility of parole for his crimes. Dudley Wayne Kaiser. Dudley Wayne Kaiser was described as a born killer by one of his prosecutors for shooting his mother-in-law, estranged wife, and an innocent college student dead. Kaiser was originally sentenced to death by the electric chair when he was tried in 1977, but this sentence was later contested as inhumane. He tried again in 1980 and received his 3 life sentences plus 10,000 years instead. Alan Wayne McLaurin and Darren Bennell Ford Anderson. These 2 criminals committed a series of hideous crimes, including sexual assault of an elderly woman over the course of several hours after they rammed her car off the road in Tulsa County. Their other offenses included kidnapping, larceny, and robbery. McLaurin appealed after his sentence and got it reduced by 500 years. Anderson appealed and was reconvicted, receiving another 9,500 years added on top of his existing sentence. Charles Scott Robinson. Charles Scott Robinson got the longest prison sentence ever doled out to a single criminal on multiple counts in the United States. Robinson was given a 5,000 years for each of his 6 counts of sexual assault on a 3-year-old girl. Oklahoma is known for cracking down with tough sentences, and Robin's case was no exception. The court gave each sentence consecutively, ensuring that there was no way he'd ever walk free again. Otman El-Gnoui, Jamal Zugam, and Emilio Suarez Chachoras. These 3 men were pinpointed as the instigators of the 2004 Madrid bombings that resulted in 191 casualties and injured over 1,800 others. This attack is said to be the worst Islamist terrorist attack in Europe, with bombs having been planted on 4 separate commuter trains. Zugam and Gnoui are believed to have been the ones who set up the bombs, along with several others who suicide bombed. Chamoy Te Piaso. Chamoy Te Piaso received the longest prison sentence ever recorded in the world. She defrauded more than 16,000 people in Thailand through a pyramid scheme that she was able to sustain for a surprisingly long time. All in all, Te Piaso's scheme was valued at $200 to $300 million when she got caught. 7 others were convicted of corporate fraud alongside her. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.